Hello again, Gills fans. Welcome back to the first Monday review of 2018-19, and this man was pretty much correct. I said 1-1 draw, which I'd have been happy with. Boz said 1-0, Josh Parker to score, so the added bonus was a Brandon Hanlon goal. Before we go any further and have a look at the game in more depth, I'm just going to leave this tweet here for you all to see from a Charlton fan prior to kick-off. We don't really have to say much, do we? Bless him. They lost 2-1 in the last minute. They couldn't fill their bench.
No, I think I WhatsApped you, didn't I, just before, and I said you could stay that squad. I didn't realise it was that bad.
But he decided to run his mouth a little bit, and it's come back to bite him on the backside a little, which is great to see, because the first goal was set up by Regan Charles-Cook and scored by Brandon Hanlon. So it's all banter in it, part of the season. I'm sure we'll all say something throughout the campaign and it'll come back and bite us on the arse, but he might be a little bit more quiet now. Bless him. But anyway, enough about Charlton fans. Let's have a look at us, and it's really good by all accounts, wasn't it? I mean, we didn't go, but
sounds really, really comfortable.
Really, really positive. Loads of chances created. Solid defensively. Yeah, and the goals were scored by these two fellas coming up on your screen right now. That is, of course, Brandon Hanlon and Josh Parker, our goal scorers on Saturday. Boz, sounds like a really good debut from Brandon Hanlon, and Josh Parker doing what he does in competitive games. Because I'm going to go on to it. There was a little bit on Twitter beforehand on Saturday, people saying that Liam Nash should have started with Brandon Hanlon because Josh Parker hadn't had a great pre-season. It's pre-season at the end of the day for me. We said it, how many times did we say it? We weren't going to win the league because we beat Eastleigh 4-0 and probably 5-1, and we weren't getting relegated on the first day of the season because we lost to Colchester last weekend. But excuse me, for me, starting Liam Nash and Brandon Hanlon would have been a massive risk, because until Saturday, no senior goals. No. In football anywhere, have they? In the Football League.
Like you say, maybe they would have tried too hard, both of them, and it would have gone the other way. Yeah, it could have been. Whereas Josh Parker knows what he's good at, he knows what he's bad at, and he's not too bad at scoring goals. He was our second highest scorer last season, so it's not a we got it right and these people got it wrong. But for me, it would have been daft to start with two footballers that hadn't scored a senior goal in the Football League. And if we had have done and Parker been on the bench, Parker would have probably been your first sub, because he just wasn't fully fit.
And if we'd lost, everyone would have been moaning at Steve Lovell for picking the wrong people. So I guess it's another example of, this is why we sit and talk about it on YouTube and on Twitter and on Facebook and in the ground, and Steve Lovell gets paid to make decisions because he got it spot on again, let's be honest. Yeah, Brandon Hanlon really good by all accounts. Provided pace, provided a proper striker's goal, which is what Steve Lovell was talking about at the Q&A, wasn't he, regarding Tom Eaves last season. And I think both our goals came from inside the 6-yard box, so that's really good to see. The surprising one for me was Regan Charles-Cook.
Yeah, which I wasn't convinced he was going to start.
I think it's only come about because of the injury to Callum Riley that was announced, well, really, when we saw the team. So, but by all accounts, he was really good as well. He was running in behind, he was pacey, he was quick, he was inventive, and it's a great ball for the first goal.
It's a good team goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, Billy Bingham, another one who we did say in the season preview and on the preview last Thursday, could be key if he stays fit, and it's only 90 minutes, but it's a very decent opening night, and I think he's involved in both goals. The good thing is now as well, we've got a week between games, haven't we? Because usually you play your... Yeah, the League Cup game seems to be a week delayed this year. Yeah. Usually it's like tomorrow night, Tuesday, but this time it's not till after the second game of the season, and transfer deadline might be done by then, so we might have a couple more in. I think. So they might be giving teams the opportunity to get a couple more in. But yeah, Lovell joy as new boys help Gills win opener. That's the headline on the back of Monday's Medway Messenger. Gillingham's newcomers were a joy on the eye for Steve Boss. For Boss Steve Lovell at Accrington, former Charlton youngster Brandon Hanlon scored Gills' first goal of the campaign, and another new recruit, Regan Charles-Cook, also impressed. Lovell said, anyone you sign can be a gamble, but when you know the character of a boy you're signing and you know they have potential, they have to be given a chance. Like we've just said, he goes on to say, I'm not getting carried away, it is one game. But that is something we can work on now, and we will only get better and better. Potential again, isn't it? Which is a word we use a lot.
They're in on merit now. They'll probably both start Saturday.
You think I have to now? Yeah. It'd be.
I think it'd be the same 11.
Disappointing, and probably a bit harsh if they didn't. So the other positive was obviously Tom Eaves got on last 15 minutes. So yeah, all in all, a really good day. Pace proves a potent weapon. That was a thing that Mr. Lovell said right at the end of last season, wasn't it? He wanted to basically overhaul that midfield, and he's done a pretty good job so far. Again, it's only 90 minutes, but Josh Parker's quick, Bradley Garmston's quick. We've now got Regan Charles-Cook's quick. Brandon Hanlon looks to have pace. Elliot List comes back into the fold. Simpson's no slouch. Luke O'Neill at right side is not slow. But I think we need to talk about him. Let's have a look at a picture of Luke O'Neill. Here he comes. Can we call him the League One Kieran Trippier?
I did. I tweeted him in the World Cup. And
yes, you did. Maybe that's where I've heard it. He's. You said, didn't you? We was just out a minute ago getting the paper, and you said as soon as you saw the ball coming in, it had goal written on it. It was on a plate for Josh Parker.
How we got him on a free? It's just
Southend. Yeah, I think someone said that the other day. I think it might have been Louis Hart tweeted and said, "How did Southend manage to let him go on a free transfer?" Well, their loss has been a massive gain for us. He's effectively just carried on where he left off last season. I think he had 3 or 4 bad games last year in and around that time when he was injured. Apart from that, he's been absolutely first class, whether that's at wing back, right back. He's got a decent set piece on him, but his delivery is as good as anything I've seen in League One last season, and that's...
But that's the thing with Eves, again, like Lovell said at the Q&A about him staying in the box. If Eves stays in that box now and he'll keep pinging him in...
Well, Josh Parker as well, 6-yard box, wasn't it? It was a good header. I've said it was on a plate for him. I've probably done Josh a little bit of a disservice there. He still had a bit to do. Yeah. He had a defender on him, and he's guided it into the far corner. Keeper got a bit of hand on it, but it was a really good header. And you're talking to Tom Eaves, I think he had a chance late on looking at the highlights, everyone just over. So that's only going to be good for him. That's another 15 minutes in the tank, so that gets him built up to speed. And like you said, we now get a full week of training. Yeah, just a really, really good day. And can we stop the season now? We're promoted, aren't we? We're second.
I think I said that at half time. I think we were second in the league at half time.
I'll take that. Yeah, we needed. It was only when Barnsley went a bit goal happy in the second half that it was.
It's cracking
dropped us to second. They looked really good. I predicted them to finish about 7th or 8th, I think, but yeah, they looked the part. And I don't think Kiefer Moore or Tom Bradshaw scored, did they?
No, it was the upper French lad who got, wasn't it?
So they ended up with 4, didn't they? But yeah, and that strike force is as good as any in that division. Kiefer Moore and Tom Bradshaw. So
I don't know if they said it on the highlights or if I see it on Twitter. They've only actually signed 1 player, but they kept the bulk of that squad.
They've got Jules Moncur play centre midfield, and they was very good at this level a couple of
Alex
seasons
Mallett,
ago.
Who was at
Oxford last year, yeah. So they've got some really good players. Excuse me. As always, Luke Cordell's main report, and we like to do the final paragraph. It was... No, where's it gone? Oh no, one on the back page, and then the match report. The one on the back page, they have worked hard pre-season, said Steve Lovell. Everyone was moaning about the result at Colchester, but that doesn't count for anything. This is what counts. It's a lovely 3 points, and I'm very happy. It just goes to show that getting beat at Col-U in a pre-season friendly meant absolute squat. And
I said to you earlier, the most important, you want to get that first win as soon as possible.
And also get that bad performance out of the way in pre-season. And we spoke earlier, didn't we, before we come on here, and we said it took us a month to score a goal last season, and we celebrated a 3-all draw.
Southend,
like we won the Champions League.
I forget that was only a draw. Yeah, we celebrated
like we won a World Cup. So this is an excellent start. That's all it is, though. It's a building block. It's a stepping stone, whatever you want to call it. But it's really positive, and it was with a few missing as well. Because you'd say probably Callum Riley comes into that team, and you'd probably say one of Elliot List or Connor Wilkinson would have played, or Tom Eaves as well.
So 4 names there.
And again, that just ties in with what we've just said about Luke Cordell. It was all smiles for the Gills at the final whistle, showing a glimpse of how we will be looking to play this season. The pace and creativity was too much for Accrington, and with players like Tom Eaves and Connor Wilkinson also vying to get involved, Lovell isn't short of options should he need to mix it up. Yeah, because that probably wasn't your archetypal big man, little man combination. We effectively had to go with that.
It was 2 wingers, wasn't it?
It was him or them two or Nashi were the only ones really, weren't it? Because we never said that Tom Eaves was ever really in contention to start, considering he only had 90 minutes of pre-season. But yeah, so it means we can play 2 different ways now.
The thing with Accrington as well, they haven't lost at home in 2018.
Yeah, and people might say that's in League 2, but that's one hell of a home record regardless.
It's still a record.
And they'd have come into that game flying because they were League 2 champions last season. But for me, in terms of where I said predicting them to finish in the bottom 4, I think it's only 1 game, so don't kill me, Accrington fans, but it was a very early indication that they might just struggle a little bit this season.
And they started with the lad Jackson, who we think's going to
Jackson and Key, but it's probably, yeah, which was a bit surprised he started if this bid's come in, and by all accounts, they didn't get a kick, either of them. So that's credit to Saquani, Amar, Garmston, O'Neill and everyone that's worked really hard. Mark Byrne, just want to touch on him quickly. Apparently there was another bad tackle from him and he was lucky to get away with it. There was a few baying for red, but he got a yellow. But, I mean, I'm all for putting your foot in and letting people know you're about, but that's 2 bad ones in a week, and that's not something I've overly noticed as part of Burnley's game.
At the end of the season, you're going all guns blazing to stay up or get in the playoffs. This is the first game.
But even that, I mean, just like generally his players, he works hard and he puts his foot in, but I've not known 2 in a fortnight where he's been a bit rash. He always comes across as very level-headed, but again, it might just be first game, it was like he's trying to impress, but he got away with it, that's the main thing. Right, this man coming up on your screen, I just want to talk about in more depth, in focus a little bit. We've said he could be key, and it is this man coming up right now. "90 minutes for Billy Bingham, who I think was involved in both goals.
Yeah.
I do believe he won the ball on the halfway line for the first, skipped past his man, he's played a really good ball into Charles Cook, who's peeled off out wide, and from there the ball in from Cook's
really
good.
It's strange seeing Bingham back far forward. As far as I remember from last season, he was for deep.
The interesting thing here is this formation here is that Dean Parrott was the deep line playmaker, so to speak, and Billy Bingham went to the left of whether it was a diamond or a flat 3 in midfield.
I wonder if that would had Riley been here. Riley would be on that left hand side. Bingham would have been
there, and Charles Cook would have probably come out the 11, but it worked. So yeah, it's almost like that quarterback role, isn't it? That a few play, like Andre Pirlo. We're not saying Dean Parrott's Andre Pirlo yet, but he's better. So yeah, it's good to see him get forward, and I think a few people commented on Twitter and said it was very fluid on Saturday. So if one sat, then one went, and if one bombed on, the other 2 dropped in, and we was always solid and always protecting the centre half.
Said that, didn't it? The Q&A said we don't play with like holding midfielders; they're all just midfielders.
Centre midfielders, which is how it used to be back in the day. So yeah, I think we said Thursday, didn't we, on the preview? He could be massively key this season because number 1, he's calm on the ball. Number 2, like Riley, he offers balance because he's left-footed. Number 3, if he does play at the base of a diamond, he can then drop in to make a third centre half, which then allows Garms and O'Neill to bomb on as wing backs effectively then without making a substitution. Yeah. So how pivotal can he be this season if he stays fit? I mean, it's only 90 minutes, but it was a bloody good 90 minutes from him.
Yeah. I said to you in one of the pre-season games, if he's fit, he's probably one of my first names on the team sheet.
I think he has to be. And it's about building a spine, isn't it? So if you think you've got Thomas Oley playing well, we consistently play the 2 same centre halves now. So if you can get Bingham and Byrne in there as well, obviously the centre forwards is a bit up in the air. Parrott could probably be that spine as well. So it's probably the only bit that's really up in the air would be the centre forwards at the moment, because a few of them picked up knocks, but those that come in did a great job.
Yeah, the 2 that came in, they both scored, so. And they play Saturday.
Yeah, and talking of one of them, there is a little feature on him in the Medway Messenger, and that is this man coming on your screen right now. Brandon Hannon, really good goal. We've already said it earlier in the vlog. Proper striker's goal. We go back again, we keep repeating ourselves. Steve Lovell said he wanted his strikers in the box. Smart finish from no more than 2 or 3 yards.
I said to you earlier that I don't think Tom Eaves would have scored that goal. I don't think he would have, like, Hannon slid in, put himself in there, didn't he?
He'd have probably been crossing it, Tom Eaves, if you listen to Steve Lovell at the Q&A. But
yeah, well, that's good, because it's something different, you know. If he's in the box, the ball comes in high generally, don't it?
Yeah, you'd sense that would be the consensus. If you've got an Elliott List in the box, then we fizz it 6 yard line, and people or Brandon Allen, he tries to get on the end of it with his feet. But last season, unfortunately, it seemed to be that too often we had late in games was Tom Eaves was peeled out wide and he was crossing it up in the air, and it was Elliott List in the box.
Burn in there trying to head.
And no, Elliott List, to be fair, it was quite decent in the air for considering his height. But yeah, ideally you'd want the airborne crosses to be going to the big lumps like Eaves, Wilkinson.
I'm not convinced Eaves would have scored that goal like that. When Parker's header, he's done well to get down for that.
That's a very good header as well. Excuse me. Yeah.
Good thing that Hannon and Charles Cook, they're going to be fearless now. They're going to be out to prove a point.
And again, the confidence just goes straight through the roof, and they think, hang about, we can play at this level.
He'll be buzzing, scoring his first goal in League One.
Yeah, and we only have to look at the match ratings here quickly. Holy 6, I think that's more on account they didn't have a lot to do. The back 4 have all got 7. Burner, Parrott and Bings have all got 7. Charles Cook's got a 9, and both front men have got an 8. And Tom Eaves, they've given a 6, but he ain't played 20 minutes. So that's a really, really promising start to the season. Lowest rated your keeper who's not had much to do.
No.
But yeah, back to Brandon Hallin quickly. Goal on debut leaves him wanting more, it says. He says, the boys came out buzzing from the first whistle. I'm pleased to have scored my first League One goal and to do it on my debut as well. I'm very happy and pleased with my performance. The whole team stuck together. We were solid. We got the goals and took the clean sheet, and it's a great opening day to the season. His goal came midway through the first half, converting a cross from Charles Cook. I don't know if it was a cross or a shot, joked the goal scorer, but I saw it and anticipated it and got to the end of it. That's what I'm in the box to do. I don't think there's much more to add to that. He's done his job.
He's got a big monkey off his back as well, hasn't he? 'Cause if you come into a club as an attacking player and you go 7, 8, 9 games and you haven't scored.
Wilkinson last season.
Yeah.
I think it was October, November before he got off the mark, wasn't it, unfortunately, and then he had fans getting on his back, and his attitude.
And that's the thing, Hanlon's one of them that's divided opinion. Like,
yeah, he'd probably be in a similar situation.
I've said it a few times. For me, he's not going to be a regular, but he's not doing his case no harm.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's not done himself any harm at all. You can't do much more than first 70 minutes in the league and score goals. And again, it comes back to, we've had this chat all through the transfer window. We miss out on a local non-league player, and some of our fans moan, "Oh, why's he gone there?" Ricky Miller, Alfie Pavey or whatever, Matt Godden. But the fees going around for Matt Godden were ludicrous. Peter would probably blow most people out of the water with what they paid for him, and wages on top of that as well. And then we sign them, and we get accused of going down a cheap option and signing non-league players. So again, we don't want to talk about Paul Scully too much, but in that situation, he can't win. So regardless of whether we've spent $500,000 on a player, 10 million on a player, or 10p on a player,
he doesn't, 10 million doesn't guarantee you can have a.
All they can do is go and work their nuts off on a Saturday or a Tuesday and in training throughout the week. And if they score goals and play well, then me as a fan, you as a fan, Joe Bloggs in the back of the Rainament as a fan, they're going to be happy, surely. Regardless of how much he's being paid a week, I couldn't care less. If he's on 10 grand a week and he scores me no goals, or he's on 50p a week and he scores 15 league goals and we get promoted, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? So, all in all, a very good day. Did we do the player tweets?
No.
Right, that's pretty much us done. So let's have a look at. It's good that, wasn't it? What the boys thought after the game. Here's a few of their tweets coming up on the screen, Neil, and then we'll start wrapping this up. Thoughts there of Max Amar, Barry Fuller, Dean Parrott and Regan Charles Cook all reacting to what was a really promising opening day. I think that's going to be the watchword for the first month of the season. We always say 10 games in, then you know where you're going to be. So it's a great start. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscribing. We've suddenly gone to 820, I think, in a couple of days. So that's really good. Thank you very much. Facebook continues to grow, which is great. Instagram is there as well. Check us out. We'll be back Thursday, Friday for a Burton preview and a look back through the week if anything happens transfer-wise or otherwise. And
it could well do. Did you see the club tweeted yesterday? Said Love was looking at a left-sided player.
Oh yeah, because I think someone replied and said that means Conor Ogilvy's coming back. Yeah, so there might be some more news on that front in a few days' time. And then obviously Saturday we will be at the Priestfield for the first match day live of the season for Jewels in the Blood. It's been a good start. Until next time, up the Jewels.